Hey guys, Type here bringing you a 2v2 today. We are on Eindhoven country. Playing for today's spawning in the south we have the world playing as US forces. There's heavy cavalry, armor and recon support. Iran playing as US forces, also immediately going for Airborne. Going straight into a Pathfinder start. From the north we have CrossFire playing as OKW, who has special operations. Oh, okay, into Overwatch there. And Ed ... also as OKW. It's a Western Front affair on this one. Who has fortifications, special operations, and Scavenge. Random team both sides. For the Allies, one around 50, one around 40. For the Axis, Crossfire, I think rank 9 at the moment. And Ed around rank 60. So, mass Pathfinders for Iran. Yeah, loose Empire pressure from Ed. This isn't Ed 80 Hertz, by the way. Different Ed. Yes, it's Ed 80 Hertz Smurf. Doesn't seem likely, though. Rifle squad coming around on the side. Empire's holding on to their model counts pretty well, but then they start to drop. They might still be able to beat the rifles though. And overall this is not going very well for the world. Good cover positioning for Ed, winning those engagements quite handily, and on the back of that the Allies struggling. Iran also getting off to a little bit of a slow start, going for these mass Pathfinders. Since you have to wait for the cooldown to finish before you can bring in the first one. Maybe you can start to get something going now though. 3 of them on the field. A couple of troops coming across for Crossfire. But yeah, double fuel for the Axis. That's a good start. We've got a forward battle group going up for Ed. Only going for 2 squads. But, with such a strong start, didn't even really need the other squads. So it's pretty impressive. Usually, go for 2 folks. Gets punished quite hard as OKW, but he just had such a strong start, he could get away with it. Oh, wow. 4 Pathfinders for Iran coming to the retreat path of Ed. Hanging around with that low health folks for a little bit too long. That's going to go down. Another one should get away just fine. There's a big old US blob. And they do finally manage to break out, get control of the fuel point. But yeah, definitely behind. Could impact them on the light vehicle timing. Neither of them with an ambulance yet either. I think in these cases, I suppose these are random teams, but probably would be best for one of the US players to go for like a fast ambo. Especially on a map like this, you can share the healing. The other go for a light vehicle. And a little bit behind. Maybe it's a better split of resources. Empire's hanging in there, but that is a lot of Pathfinders. I think it's better to run and gun with Pathfinders though. Unlike with Jaeger Lights. I believe that they don't have massive firing on the move penalties like Jaeger Lights do, so you can do a bit of run and gun with them, I believe. Something I need to look into again, but I haven't really been playing too many Pathfinder strategies personally, but I believe that is the case. But yeah, with Jaeger Lights, their G43, I think it's a 90% accuracy penalty firing on the move. Dreadful on the move. For the Scope Grands, standard firing on the move type penalties. Send your grenade, and the Allies are going to lose control of their fuel yet again. Ed also going for a commander with Jaeger Lights, Scavenge, to complement the Overwatch. 50 cal now, double lieutenant. Iran going for an M20. Actually going to hit the field at a reasonable timing in spite of, Moran Park, the world is going for the M20. Reasonable timing, in spite of having such poor fuel control, but quite often with the M20 it's just about having your tech at the right timing and having enough manpower more than fuel limiting you on that. Oh, it's a big old retreat there. Do have an ambulance for the world as well. Can get all those troops healed back up. But yeah, definitely a rocky start for the Allies. Let's see if this M20 can turn things around. Got a Rakesh from Crossfire immediately. Second squad of Jaeger Lights. M20 might have more success on the right hand side given only one snaring squad. No Rakesh in production. Starting things off on the left hand side. Machine gun getting flanked here. In these cases, I think you want the lieutenant to chase in, the other squads blasting away at the Sternpires. Looks like he's going to chase him for the wipe on it though, and gets it. Sternpire's a little bit too low. Throw out a concussive grenade, but run right into it themselves, stunning one of the squads. Should allow the Sturmies to get away safely at least. It looks like he's trying to pick off, one model from each of these squads so that they can't pick up the drop weapon without losing the squad. Moderate success, but late retreats. You can hear the Thompson still on the lieutenant. And it's doing a lot of damage in these close quarters fights as the troops retreat past them. Nearly catching yet another squad. A lot of losses there for Ed. But all these troops, as I was saying, too low to pick that machine gun up without losing the squad itself. So decides to just get out of there. It could be the end of the lieutenant. No, sneaks through the door out of sight.
Weapon rack is now accessible.
Close call though. And Crossfire coming across to assist on the side. Forward battle group from Crossfire as well has the other truck out here ready for the Schwerpanzer headquarters. No light vehicle from either of the Axis players. M20 took a Raketen shot, backing away. Lieutenant on the cutoff. Echelon going for the fuel point. And here comes the Pathfinder blob. Crossfire's blob rotating across to the other side as well. Rifleman charging in on the Jaeger Lights. They are quite low in health, but Sternpire is also getting involved. And 20 coming back in. Do have a snaring squad. And the Faust is going to come through. Here comes the Raketen. M20 might be able to hide behind some of these sight and shot blockers. So the Raketen doesn't have an angle at the moment. Maybe we can thread the needle through there. No. Shot is blocked. 20 trying to hide back here and having some good success. And here come the bar troops. M20 going to survive. Nicely done. Lieutenant. Bit of trouble here. Maybe we could see a bit of body blocking. You can see Crossfire attempting it. Here comes the 50 cal though. Suppression kicking in, saving the day. I think it probably would have got away anyway, but just making sure. You're slowly rebuilding after all of those losses. But the Allies, starting to perform a lot better. Paratroopers deployed by Iran. No takedown yet for Crossfire. Has had the truck hanging around here for a while. Looks like he's going to try to put it down now. Pathfinders can see that, as you can see. I don't know if Iran can really penetrate out the back there and damage that as it's going up at the moment. I'll try to wrap around the side. We've got the Jaeger lights also providing some big sight.
Ready for action.
Our troopers trying to crawl out. MG advancing. No weapon upgrades yet on the Pathfinders. MG. Could get some AoE suppression going over here. And just a full retreat from Iran, taking it really safe. Maybe could have hung around there for a little bit longer with those Pathfinders.
Command has been set. The static post is now in operation.
Infantry support gun out for CrossFire. .1919s on the paratroopers now. Pretty even split on the map over the last few minutes. That being said, the Allies are quite far behind on the VPs. Axis have yet to drain a point. Bit 2 on that M20, not too bad. Got a mine down as well with that. That could be a nasty surprise for these medium tanks of the Axis. And Ed getting the flak panzer going. Getting that at a pretty fast timing. Can get that before the panzer authorization, so push that out much faster than you can. They could do Panzer 4. Can be very effective at this fast timing, especially in this case. No anti-tank at the moment for the world. Having gone for Lieutenant as well, doesn't have access to an anti-tank gun. I suppose could get some bazookas going. That's about it.
There's a major reporting for
Can get the bazooka ranges as well. Which, you know, pretty effective against tanks. We're getting missing there. Jaeger light spotting for at long range. 50 cal, nice suppression though. And a second 50 cal coming in for the world, but here comes the flak panzer. Might need to cancel that 50. Need some anti-tank badly. And that flak panzer ripping in there. Getting missing again. Having a bit of bad luck with that, honestly. Can't let that 50 finish. Interesting. Doesn't quite manage to get a shot through. Flak panzer missing a few hits as well. And 20 on the run. Allies getting kind of blindsided by this flak panzer though at this fast timing. Had to expect this given Axis having such strong fuel control and no light vehicle production. But they were not prepared for this at all. Flak panzer just getting stuck in, going to town. Iran has nothing as well. Maybe could have gone for some bazookas on those paratroopers. But no, both of them upgraded with the M1919s and no snaring squads having gone for the quad pathfinders. Ultra vulnerable to this flak panzer. Is going to town at the moment. A lot of health damage. Now can maybe get some model drops on these paratroopers as they retreat. Oh, this could be a dead squad. Oh, here come the bazooka rangers from the world. And lieutenants. One bazooka as well. Triple Zooks on those rangers, so they are lethal. So the flak panzer's going to get away safely though. Look at the territory control loss on the back of that. Very, very damaging attack. Bit 1 already on that flak panzer. Triple cab running. Allies are in a bit of a bind. Okay, major about to complete for Iran and has enough for a tank. Generally with these mass anti-infantry style builds of kind of pair that with a Jackson first, then maybe into some Scots. See if that's the case for Iran. Close to the resources for the Jackson. But yeah, the Allies desperately need these VPs. They're really struggling in that department. Hands are not fully repaired yet. Got some major artillery back there. Here come the Bazooka Rangers. Damage on that flak panzer. Meanwhile, no tank yet from CrossFire. Not sure what he's up to. Did get another... for... Oh, he stole a 50, that's what it is. Double obers as well, that is a greedy build. We're going to fight fire with fire, I guess. The obers versus the paratroopers. Run. Yes, indeed, it is going to be the Jackson first. But given the CrossFire hasn't gone for a tank, which is maybe a little bit surprising, given Iran had really no answer to a medium tank. Jackson's actually not going to be that strong. Doesn't have anything to shoot at the moment. As for CrossFire, makes me wonder if he's going to try to go for the King Tiger. And right as I say that, he builds the next truck. So it looks like it's going to be a KT first for CrossFire, and we'll have the fuel for it as well. By the time he saves up the manpower. Panzer just about back up to full. We'll make sure he doesn't run into those Bazooka Rangers again, though. And they are nearby. Here comes the Jackson through the center. Our fighters trying to dodge away from some suppression. CrossFire just has so many troops here. He's got the forward battle group as well. No forward retreat point on it yet, but we will get that after the King Tiger, I imagine. Here come the Bazooka Rangers. Don't quite get any shots through. There they go. Big damage, 300. Touch under half health on that flak panzer. Jackson is nearby, but not getting involved in this fighting. A little bit surprising. Iran not paying attention. Here it comes now. Rangers did end up retreating. Jackson coming in though. Looks like one extra bazooka connected. Is that going to be the death of the flak panzer? No. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I misread the health. Flak panzer surviving. Very low though. And Allies did manage to branch out to the far side, cap this VP, get a fighting pit down on it, so X is probably going to have to send a vehicle over there to deal with that. Black Panzer can clear that off pretty quickly though, but let's repair back up to full first. Trinity coming in, trying to inflict some bleed on the retreating troops. Guessing the world also saving for a heavy tank, the Pershing. Close to that, half a command point away. And 60 fuel. Crossfire, meanwhile, not able to save up any manpower at the moment. In fact, maybe even falling further behind on manpower. A lot of very expensive troops to reinforce there, the Jaegerites and the Ogres. As I said, the Jackson only getting a little bit of damage on the flak panzer. Okay, here comes some major artillery. Troops dodging away from Crossfire, dodging forwards in fact. Oh, but forgot about that 50 cal. The lucky just moved that forwards. Nearly goes down to the artillery. Good grenade. Duker on the MG34. And that's our rifleman grenades. Yes, these tech grenades on the rifles. And surprisingly, actually, the world, I'm not going to say for the Pershing. Oh, as I say that, cancels the Jackson. There goes the ambo. Spotted for long range by the Jaeger lights, I'm sure. And you know, if that ambo is set up outside of your base, doesn't get that health boost when it's set up, so you die to one hit like it did just then. Bazooka's coming in from the side. You have the sweepers down here for Ed. M20 in close, ripping in. Black Panzer wanting to rejoin the action. Do have to worry, there are a couple of snaring squads nearby. Right on top of the Obers though. That M20 doing some pretty good damage. Handled it well so far.
Crew ready. We got a new unit ready and on the field.
The Axis managed to recover that 50 cal. Yes, Crossfire does have it again. Oh no, did we get decrewed? No, there's the MG34 that got decrewed, right?
Suppressive fire! Suppressive fire!
Trying to get in range for the snare, and does manage to do so. There's the engine critical. The Sternpires do sweep away that mine from the M20, however. So they've taken care of this one as well. Here comes the Pershing. Good timing for that to arrive. Black Panzer wounded over here. We do have a Raketin somewhat nearby. But the Panther not quite out yet for Ed. Drops the artillery, trying to dissuade the Pershing from chasing in any further. Oh, and it wasn't on prioritized vehicles. Doesn't actually kill the Flak Panzer. I thought maybe he's trying to fire off the M93 round long range to try and keep the Pershing safe. Didn't have to chase in any deeper, but missed opportunity to wipe the Flak Panzer there, and that's a shame because Iran now has the P-47s. So that Flak Panzer are going to shoot those down quite quickly.
Armor here.
Second Jackson coming in for Iran. We do see the King Tiger arriving for Crossfire. And now the Panther.
Crew, execute orders.
Achtung! Prepare for action!
Standing by. Send orders.
Double Jacksons though should do a pretty good job of containing this King Tiger, especially with 4 Pathfinders to spot. Should be actually pretty good against it. Comes the Jackson. The big blob has been causing Crossfire some headaches. There we go. First bit of damage onto the KT. Second Jackson has arrived, so Crossfire, you know, going straight for the King Tiger. Maybe hasn't worked out the best. Maybe he could have finished off the Allies in terms of victory points if he applied the pressure earlier with just a regular Panzer IV, since Iran had really no counter to it for such a long time. But instead, you know, saved straight for the King Tiger, and now double Jacksons are on the field, as well as the Pershing, so I don't know if this really worked out. Smoke out for Crossfire, I believe. Jackson's took off some attack grounds, I think. That's a big old blob of US troops for Iran. They're threatening to come in from the side, doing a bit of damage to the Pershing. Rifleman, no snare there though. Not sure about that one. Actually needing some repairs now. Oh, no rear echelon actually for the world. Lost his squad. Does have Scott and the M20 vehicle crew that could repair this up, but it's a little bit annoying. Big damage from the KT on the side. Jackson's getting some in return though. But yeah, so much sight through the centre for the Allies with the Pathfinders, with the M20. Should be pretty good for them overall. Usually with, you know, double Jaeger light commanders, there will be the Axis with huge side advantages, but not this time. Can they get away? No, it gets decrewed. Lieutenant can recover it though. Bazookas, oh, just shoot at that squad. Bad timing as the flak panzer rounds the corner. Hear the announcer, Allies got to be careful. Here comes the Pershing. Has retrained the rear echelon. And look at that flak panzer getting to work now. Vet 3 rifleman on the run. Major artillery in the centre, stopping the capture. Panzer just coming back in, and the world never actually picked that 50 cal back up. Double repairs actually, good work from Iran assisting his teammate. But the points are draining, 84 left for the Allies. You're feeling the pressure. Jaeger lights over here in camo, doing some spotting of their own, which is probably what Iran should try and do, just leave Pathfinder squad somewhere camouflaged, just to provide sight on hold fire. Where's the rest of this Ranger squad? Oh no, they're all there, they're just mega clumped up.
We're getting the hell beat out of us. We got 75 points remaining.
50 cal got stolen, I believe, or killed actually by Ed. Kitten in a nice position as the Pershing advances. So the Rangers though, getting some big damage on that Panther, and wow, that was an impressive long range wipe from the Pershing. Black Panther's got to be careful with these Bazooka Rangers here. Engine damage. Pershing needs to get out of there though, that Raketin. Nearly takes it down. Oh, one more bazooka required to take this out, but the Rangers are dropping. Oh, and they die before they can fire it off. Heartbreaker for the world. Flak Panzer are going to escape on almost nothing again. Maybe not. Here comes the Jackson. They did manage to clear off the Raketin. Panther coming back in though, dropping the planes down. What are the planes going to target? Is it going to be the Flak Panzer or the Panther? Here goes the Flak Panzer. Oh, it's double planes in fact. Crossfire and Iran. Panther one shot, so is the Jackson. Oh, and the Jackson gets the job done. And bounces a couple shots from the Shred Panzer headquarters. King Tiger over here wounded. Jackson coming back in. He's probably to get one more hit. Oh, the P-47s finish it off. Same story with the Jackson also going down to the plains. Ooh, carnage. Double Jacksons down for Panther, Flak Panzer, King Tiger. Seems like the Allies... Seems like the Allies came out on top of that one. Was that a mistake? That was an HE shot. I mean, there could have been a decrew on that. Instead, the smoke allowing it to escape.
We're losing a capture point.
Pushing. Okay, double re-echelon on the repairs now. Good idea for the world, and putting some bazookas on those re-echelon. Replacing the rangers, which I think makes sense. Re-echelon are a pretty good bazooka vehicle themselves. Don't get the bonus penetration and damage like the rangers do, but in this case, needy for the repairs on the Pershing. And the bazookas will help them vet up quite nicely as well, speed up those repairs once they're vetted. Okay, Panther, find the Pershing. We've got the Raketen nearby, but in camouflage. Needs to sit down and shoot here. I'm not sure what kind of commands has been given. Good work from Iran though, coming in to assist his teammate. Already has the munitions for another P-47. Same story for CrossFire. Just waiting for the cooldown on that ability. Taking a look at army sizes, we can see that Ed still struggling. Putting the Axis behind by about 20 overall.
It's time for action.
Smoke into the center from Crossfire. Going to push in once again. Scott is nearby though, and a Jackson coming in now for the world. They'll pretty much round out his army.
Tank destroyer is ready for
Comes the
action.
big old US blob of Iran. Big damage from the Pershing. Some major arty coming down as well. Screed is both going to get away alive though. That was a close call. Major now in lockdown mode, having got high enough in vet. Yet trying to clear off VP on the far side. I think the Obus could have stayed in there for a touch longer, honestly. Cold feet though. And the world hanging in there. Don't want to lose those VPs. Just 59 remaining for the Allies. Can't afford to lose them. Briefly losing control of the center.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Scott coming out to the far side, clearing off the MG34 over there. Looks like Crossfire going for the rebuild on the King Tiger. So this is allowing a dominant period for the Allies. Iran just about back at the double Jacksons as well, so I mean it's probably going to be even worse for the King Tiger when it arrives. Now if it gets 3 Jacksons instead of 2. Ed dropping in the artillery, the 105.
Tank destroyer is ready for orders.
Pershing Jackson combo advancing, but the Raken's back there as well. Pershing one shot. Panther bounces the killing blow. Heartbreaker for Ed. Does not get rewarded. Squad goes down though. Is that a rifle squad? The world too busy, focused on the tank fighting.
Send your orders.
Here comes the King Tiger. The issue for Crossfire though, generally if you want to go for a King Tiger in this situation, you need double Raketens to back it up as well. But he doesn't really pose much of a threat to Iran's double Jacksons. The only thing he's got really is the planes to swing things in his favor. Uh-oh, Panther coming in too deep. Still hanging in there, just alive. Oh, spoke too soon. Getting caught up with the pathing. Come around that corner. Down it goes. I think Ed maybe just coming in a little bit too deep with that Panther. Oh no, and he loses his overs as well. That big old blob from a run rotating, and now maybe could get an LMG on one of these Pathfinders. It is bad news for the Axis.
Crowds are sniffing around our asses. Tactical point being captured. Hell, where's that coming from?
Axis going for the cap in the center though. Another major artillery to try and shut that down. Scott right there behind the shot blocker as well. Major artillery doing a pretty good job. King Tiger coming back into the center now. Hasn't done anything yet. Double Jacksons are nearby. Here comes the big old US blob. They're going to see this King Tiger coming though with all those Pathfinders. That's why he backs away. Going for attack round. Maybe expecting some Pathfinders to be in the cover there. Wasn't the case though. Made out from the rifles. Good dodge though from Ed. There's a Raketin. Connecting and dropping in the planes now. Crossfire. A couple hits. The planes, if they both target the Jackson, the low-health Jackson, that could have been death potentially. As you see, if they both targeted the other Jackson, that was dead for sure. Almost rewarded their Crossfire. Scott has to be careful. It's going to get targeted next. And all this infantry is also in the circle. So is the Ambo. Crossfire advancing with the King Tiger, and amongst all of this, got the P-47s coming in return. Scott taking some big damage. Oh, and goes down to the Raketin as it tries to back away. King Tiger getting forced off by the P-47s. Maybe they're going to target the Pershing. I think that was right on the edge of the zone again.
The capture point is being overrun. Enemies are swarming one of our emplacements.
And starting to time out now. Either way, there was a pretty good push from Crossfire. You know, potential Jackson kill on Iran's double Jacksons. And making a pretty nice push as well. End up knocking out the Scott. That was kind of because the world just left the Scott there, didn't dodge away from the planes at all. But backing that up, they did manage to drain a few points off the Allies as well. Oh, no dodge on that grenade at all. A little bit sloppy from Ed. And the Raketin, I think it was Vet 3 as well, also getting decrewed, just sitting in front of the 50 cal. Major artillery coming down now as well. Third Jackson coming in for Iran. The clock has stopped, 41 remaining for the Allies. Panther coming out to the far side, clearing off the fighting pit over there.
One of our fighting positions is sustaining fire.
Double Scott's going to be the option for the world. They'll pretty much round out his army.
75mm gun carrier ready.
You could squeeze in one more squad of infantry. So for the Allies, it probably does pay to start getting some fighting positions down, especially for Iran, who's pretty much at 100. Doesn't have any re-echelon to build them with though, so can't do much in that department. On the run from the Scott fire. King Tiger not taking very much damage from the double Jacksons there. Triple Jacksons now, in fact.
Crew ready. On the flank.
The Axis back on the drain. Jägerlights coming in from the side. Rebuilding the Jägerlights. You know, the sight on them does make them such a valuable tool. So I think it does make sense to rebuild them. Does need to oh, looks like the Raketin actually died, so probably needs to build another Raketin now as well. Panther, uh-oh. There's a bit of a nasty retreat path. Pershing coming in. Bazookas don't do a lot to the Panther. Here comes the Jackson now though as well. Thought maybe the Pershing was going charging in, was going to try block the retreat path of the Panther, but doesn't manage to get there in time. Jackson's missing their shots on the King Tiger. Getting a shot in there, and Sternpire's low. Double Jackson's advancing the healthy ones. Man, that King Tiger's armor holding strong so far. Bouncing quite a few shots. Jacksons haven't vetted up yet though. They don't have their penetration boosts or the AP ammo equipped. So it'll make things a bit easier once the run eventually does vet up. So Jackson's going for the kill on the decruit ISG, but oh! King Tiger coming in, looking for the kill itself. And does manage to pick one of them off. Here comes the Panther. The plane's coming in from Iran. Here comes another Raketin. A lot of damage onto the King Tiger, but no kill. Might be able to get the decru on this though. That's the Pathfinder squad with the LMG, and there we go. Raketin decruit. Jackson can mop up these weapons. Anti-air mode active on the Schwerpanzer headquarters over here. And not very healthy for it. Oh! And gets spotted by the Jackson somehow. Goes down over there. Before it even fired that walking Stuka. There's not enough anti-tank for it. Where's he going with this Sternpire? He's coming in for the Jackson. Panther does have a slight range edge over the Pershing, so milking that at the moment, getting quite a lot of free damage on it. Seems like the world determined to knock out that tech truck, and managing to do so. CrossFire, having lost his Raketin, King Tiger damaged, wasn't in a position to assist his teammate, and Ed paying the price there for not having enough anti-tank. Should have built another anti-tank vehicle or another Raketin instead of that walking Stuka. Even though that walking Stuka would be pretty damn effective, especially against Iran and maybe against this forward retreat point. Getting caught short in the anti-tank department and getting punished for it. You can see army size is still massively favouring the Allies. Even with that Jackson loss to the King Tiger. But yeah, very strange. You know, usually at this time we see double Raketins for both of the Axis, but briefly for a moment there they had 0 Raketins. Crossfire having lost his, same story for Ed. This never happens. Look at those double fighting positions covering that VP. Will not taking any chances and putting down another fighting position, just layering them up. Is that 100 PopCap himself? There's an anti-air half-track in production. Won't be able to push that out though. He's to lose a unit. How much PopCap is that? I think it's 6. Oh, he's good. If he loses the captain, he could
The enemy
get
is
that.
overrunning one of our capture points. Under fire.
In which case he could use that officer withdraw, which I don't think I've seen anybody use ever, but this would probably be the time for it. In fact, the world might not even know.
Half track, wait for order.
Rounds complete. Breach clear.
I don't know if this is translated into his language. Might not even know what it does. Does manage to get it out though, having decrewed one of his vehicles. And yeah, he's just suiciding the captain, so could have used the officer withdraw. Here comes the sector assault, and that is doing massive damage. The Jacksons stacked on top of each other, taking a hammering from that first bout of planes. The 105 artillery coming down. CrossFire making a big charge. There goes the ambo.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
Yeah, half track trying to do its best. Hasn't shot down a single plane so far though. And this is chaos, looking bad for the Allies. They're losing a lot.
Carrier just got knocked out.
Could lose even more. No, need to back away. You can't afford to be shooting at infantry with this. Has to be shooting at the planes. Around as it often does like this. Need to put it in a hold position. Oh, there goes the Jackson, and targeted by the planes. Finally, they both get shot down, but oh, they did so much damage, especially at the start. Those double Jacksons stacked on top of each other. Both of them got to half health from that first pass. That was crazy damage. And the Allies licking their wounds after that one. The world was at 100, now down to 65-ish. Doesn't have any vehicles decrewed at the moment either, so he took a hammering. Iran, maybe slightly less, took a lot of damage on the Jacksons. I think they both survived, did lose the ambulance. That was about it though, I think. Major coming forwards. Dropping some fake smoke over there. Crossfire. Not respecting that though, not dodging away at all, just staying in. Oh. Uh-oh.
We just lost a medium tank.
What are these double Jacksons doing for a run? Not paying attention. One of them goes down. Paying attention to his blob instead, and ends up costing himself a Jackson there. Whoops.
Enemy heavy truck ready for orders.
Pushing, well vetted. And that's a big wipe. Over's down. Not much Ed could have done about that one, honestly, though. Oh boy. Here comes the walking Stuka, Ed on the rebuild. Is that both the re-echelons down now? Oh, that one got away on a pixel. Lieutenant going down though. Seems like fatigue's starting to set in for a lot of the players, but especially the Allies. A few clumsy losses there. But the layer upon layer of fighting positions, keeping this side safe for the moment. Haven't seen the Panther rotate across there yet. Double Scots for the world. Double anti-air half-tracks. Iran picking one up as well. And the infantry just can't really hold their ground with the double Scots softening them up. The mass Pathfinders knocking them down. Crossfire's blob just can't go toe-to-toe with Iran's blob. Panther clears off one fighting position. Still two more back there though. If he knew about them, he probably would have knocked them out in the same movement. Oh, big damage on that. Squad going down. Still 200 points remaining for the Axis, and you can see there's still quite a lot of time left in this replay. Real long one. At the moment, you know, the preservation of Ed, letting down the Axis a bit. Never able to build above like 70 or so army size. CrossFire again, short on anti-tank as well. Doesn't have a Raketin to back up his King Tiger. Going for a walking Stuka instead. This could be pretty effective if he gets a good wipe on these blobs, but the King Tiger not very well defended now against the double Jacksons. Panther, but the double Jacksons can return fire on that as well. Stuka strike and big damage on a lot of vehicles. Oh, one Pathfinder squad going down. And the planes. See if the double anti-air half tracks can take these down in time. Nope. One Scott goes down. I think they shot down all the planes though. P-47's coming down in return. Stopping that King Tiger in its tracks. Still a lot of very low health vehicles for the Allies. They got to be careful. This Raketin could sneak in and maybe snipe one of them off. King Tiger getting away alive. Axis on the capture though. Pushing on the far side. Still healthy however. So that's going to get involved. Iran returning. Pushing and Panther trading blows. Look like the Panther's coming out better off. It's Vet 4 now. Real menace. Come the bazookas. Reasonable damage from them. Points training against the Allies and CrossFire. A good number of troops here locking the Allies off the center. Really need those Scots in the mix, but they're getting repaired at the moment. Going back in, not full health. Needs in the center desperately the Allies. Remember, the world does have grenades, so can decrew this Raketin really fast here. Very early retreat on that though. 50 cal slightly covering the wrong angle. Spinning around now. Be a wipe. Grenade into the retreat path works nicely. Double Scott's going to work on the machine gun. Overblob coming in. Ooh, no dodge at all from Iran. Had so much time. Those rockets were coming in really slow. And he takes the hammering. Looks like that was Ed's walking Stuka. 21 kills already. Is that 2, maybe 3 barrages? Pershing and double Jackson's making a go of it. Here they come. Axis are lacking the anti-tank. The P-47's coming through. Here goes the King Tiger. Jackson could be next. I mean, Panther could be next to the Jacksons. Raketin is there. Jackson's just continuing on their path forwards. Find one walking Stuka. There's another one back there too. And that one goes down as well. No mines down for the Axis, really, I don't think. Pershing, look at that damage. Kitten has to get out of there. And CrossFire paying the price for not having any supporting anti-tank. Ed doing his best, you know, with the Rakit and with the Shrek. Might take down one of these Jacksons. But yeah, CrossFire, you know, went for that maybe slightly greedy walking Stuka, which were doing some massive damage. But good aggressive move from the Allies. And they smash the Axis. They've got very little left now. CrossFire does have a lot of resources. Looks like he's stalling for another King Tiger. Just has to wait for the cooldown on that. Pushing. Still threatening those wipes. Here come the rear echelon for repairs. The world still a few resources. Probably needs to build a bit of infantry to assist with the capping. Could maybe even go for a squad of rangers. No, gonna go for a third Scot. I don't know about that one. But maybe it'll work out. I mean, but there's 5 Scots for the Allies. The thing is, though, Ed's going for a walking Stuka. Rebuild on the walking Stuka, I don't know. Oh, big damage from all those Scots. The kitten can't get out of there alive and could even get destroyed just before the Sternpire is able to jump back on it. Oh no. I thought there was an opportunity here for the Axis to maybe just, you know, the Allies have got 1 Jackson left, 1 Pershing, that's all their anti-tank, maybe a bazooka or 2. Maybe come through with a big pushback. CrossFire with the rebuild on the King Tiger, maybe double Raketans, has a lot of manpower. Ed with another Panther and just kind of return the favor from what we just saw there. Catch the Allies lacking an anti-tank and smash most of their vehicles. Not the case. CrossFire maybe kind of looked like he almost went AFK for a while there. Confusing why he didn't build another unit before the King Tiger. 105 artillery coming down, nearly knocking out the vehicle crew. Does take out the fighting pit and does actually end up knocking out the vehicle crew. Oops. Dodge. Scott over here. Doesn't have much to worry about. No Raketen, remember, for CrossFire. Just has to get back before the King Tiger arrives. No vet on these Scots yet, though, so can't smoke away to safety. Tiger missing or just grazing with that first shot. Pershing and double Scots over here getting to work. The Scott circling around. The Allies down to just 3 points. They are in a relatively strong position at the moment. Pershing looking to apply as much manpower bleed as possible there. Now, maybe going to set up the triple cap. King Tiger coming back in. It does have the Pathfinder capture speed bulletin. Oh. Oh, doesn't quite complete the capture though. Whoa! Edge got in there and stole that low health Jackson. That means Iran has no Jacksons, going for a build on one of them. But yeah, didn't quite get there with another like re-echelon squad or something. He looks like he built one to recrew that Jackson with, but gets stolen by Ed before he has the chance. Pretty funny. Decent walking Stuka. Only 3 kills though after 2 barrages. He's been doing a lot of health damage, though. You can see close to vet 1 after that. And here comes the King Tiger. As I was saying, the Allies lacking the anti-tank. Falling in the planes though, and that's going to be enough for CrossFire to pull back. It's got the Jagdpanzer backing this up. I think I would have preferred the Panther personally for CrossFire. He had enough resources to build Panther and the Rumors PopCap for the Jagdpanzer instead. P-47 is going to come through for another pass on the Jagdpanzer. It's actually getting quite low. The bazooka's connecting as well. They're ready to chase in though for the Allies to finish the job. Just very steel on the Raketen. As the world reinforces everything, he's pretty much going to be at his PopCap limit. Triple Scott's just going to town, but the King Tiger on the edge. B-47s, I think one plane is still in the air. Going to come through for another pass on the King Tiger, I think. There's one Scott though. Oh, in fact, both planes were still in the air. King Tiger does survive though and did knock out another one of those Scots. So ultimately, pretty good action from CrossFire, and he's got enough for the sector assault now. So maybe once that King Tiger is back repaired, he'll be able to make a good push combined with that sector assault. Ooh, trying to hide there in camouflage, but the squad goes down so quickly for Ed, who I think maybe is trying to, I don't know what he's going for. Maybe he's going to go for the King Tiger as well. He never rebuilt the Schwerpanzer headquarters. Maybe explaining why he has gone for the walking Stukas instead of trying to go for another tank. But now the Axis themselves find about to tick under 50 VPs. They're feeling the heat. Looks like Ed gives up on the King Tiger stall, just going for 2 squads of infantry. Gonna look for the capture, leave the tank fights up to CrossFire. Panzer getting off to a decent start, trading against the Jackson. The Raketen there, here come the planes. So many planes in this airstrike for CrossFire though. It does take a while, even for double anti-air half-tracks, to shoot them down. Okay, there goes the Jagdpanzer sitting in front of that Raketen for quite a while. And that Raketen just camped there, doing so much damage to CrossFire's tanks.
We just lost a unit.
Jackson coming back in for a couple hits as well. Allies holding strong on this VP. So the paratroopers getting low. So do the Jaeger Lights. They can't complete the capture. Jackson just needs one more shot. Here comes the Pershing. There goes the King Tiger. And with that, Iran calls the GG, and I think he's right. Pershing can just sit on the points with the Scott. Maybe one of these two have left. We can't see it, as happens these days.
They only have 25 points remaining.
There we go. Oof. Well, that was a desperate hold from the Allies, getting off to a pretty slow start. Such good early game engagements on the right-hand side from Ed, really locking the Allies off the fuel for a long time in those early phases. But the M20 play was very strong from the world. Iran, with the blob style, actually was countering CrossFire very effectively with that blob style as well. It's actually pretty impressive. Ultimately, though, I think Ed, or the Axis, getting caught short with the anti-tank at that one phase where the Allies made that big push, really cost them the game. They were in a position where they, obviously, 3 points remaining, could have won this game. But those double Jacksons combining with the P-47s and the Pershing, pushing in, knocking out all the Axis vehicles. Axis only had one Raketen, one Shrek, and the King Tiger to defend against it, and it just was not enough. GG. Anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.